When I'm not achieving the holy grail of female viewership on a guitar channel.
Wait, that's good.
That's actually the best I've ever seen. I like to answer questions and comments that I get on YouTube and Instagram, so let's get to it. What is the reason behind why you are into music? Your specific story, I mean.
Oh, what is your specific story, Sean?
It's a long story. It's a long yarn.
Oh, okay.
Many twists and turns.
Really?
Lots of adventure. Lots of heartbreak. But I don't come from a musical family at all. I actually didn't start playing guitar until I was like a senior in high school. It was the first time I even knew that you could play guitar. I was like, oh, I could do this. Someone from like my math class brought a guitar in. And I was like, oh, let me see that. And I was like, oh, that makes sound. And I've been hooked ever since.
Nice.
I think I've always been into like, I don't know, being creative storytelling, I suppose. But I've also had a lot of deadweight friends over the years. So I try to do like, I don't know, like write like cool like little movies and stuff. When I was a kid, I would do that.
Aww.
But I would always be so dependent on other people that nothing would ever get done. So finally, when I started playing guitar and like singing
familiar.
And writing songs, I was like, oh, I can actually do all this by myself. I don't need anybody else for this. So I think music kind of became my personal conduit for creativity and storytelling, just because it's something I didn't really have to rely on anybody else to do. So I think that's why I gravitated towards that.
It's a good answer, Sean.
Yeah, and there's so much stuff you can do with it. You know what I mean? Like, you can teach it, make a living doing that. You can perform, you can do recording, and I was just kind of into all that different stuff. So just over the years, I just, kind of been mostly a solo op with special guests, with wonderful special guests all along the way.
And more deadweight friends.
Yeah, and more deadweight friends, We've also picked a couple stragglers up along the way. Not going to name names, but you know who you are if you're watching this. What about you, Katie? What's your story in music?
Well, unlike you, I did grow up in a very musical family.
Yeah, everybody slays in your family. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, my mom is like a flutist.
It's not a flautist?
Flautist.
I believe it's a flautist.
Is it a flautist? That's even better.
I don't know.
Flautist.
It's cool.
A pianist. My dad was a drummer growing up. Basically, his whole life was a drummer.
He's like a drummer in like 80s bands that like toured and stuff.
Yeah.
It's so funny. The time.
Yeah, really. The time to be a drummer. And so my two older siblings and I were just like always like singing together, playing music together. My brother played guitar first. He like picked up like a ton of different instruments like really young, and he's the one who taught me how to play guitar. Oh my god.
Ah, little squirrel. My squirrel baby is here. He's like actually gonna come into this shot right now.
Oh my god, you're actually kidding. What?
No, don't do it.
No.
Are you really gonna jump onto this table right now?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's a sign.
This is epic.
The reason I got into music is because of squirrels.
Maybe he sees my coat and
he
he's
probably
like,
thought you were just like the
like,
queen
"Mom?"
squirrel.
It's so funny. So anyways, yeah.
Long story short, I got into music because it was the only thing I didn't need to rely on anybody else for, and you got into music because it was the only thing you're good at.
Exactly.
The greatest musical scene of all time, and why is it the intro to Monsters, Inc.?
The Monsters, Inc. intro is actually pretty good.
It's good. It's not the greatest musical scene.
Because you had never seen it before.
It's a good intro screen thing. Yeah, but it's not the greatest of all time. I have the definitive list of the 5 greatest musical scenes of all time in cinematic history. Before I get to that, do you want to tell the people yours, or is that too embarrassing?
No, it's not embarrassing at all, Sean. What are you talking about?
It should be.
Me and Kindred both agree on this, that the greatest musical
So
scene.
it must be true if you and Kindred...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't fight us on this,
Go ahead.
Sean.
Yes.
It's This Is What Dreams Are Made Of by Lizzy McGuire from the Lizzy McGuire movie.
Lizzy McGuire movie, right. All right, now for the real list. Should I start it? I'll start at the top. The best musical scene in history is the Team America World Police movie, the America F Yeah thing, where the fighter jet comes out, America F Yeah, is the best musical scene in history. I just remember watching that in the theater. Movie's so good. Great, excellent puppetry, if I may say so. And when, like, the choir goes, America, it's, like, just so glorious. I was like, you know what? Never been prouder to be an American.
Yeah.
Team America, World Police. America, F yeah. Number 2, you have to put the Rocky montage on there.
Yeah, obviously.
Eye of the Tiger.
That's
I mean,
really
it kind of invented a whole genre of trolling and just working out. Just jack dudes
Yep.
working out.
Gym bros.
To the Survivor. Rushmore, peak Wes Anderson, where Bill Murray and Jason Schwartzman are just going at each other. Another montage.
I don't think I've ever
right?
seen that.
You've never seen Rushmore? Oh,
I haven't.
that's so
I'm
bad.
so
Well, we're gonna
sorry.
fix that.
Okay.
Yeah. So Rushmore's great. Basically, you could just choose a Wes Anderson movie, and he just ties the music and the visual together so well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I have to put a Disney movie in there.
Yeah, of course.
So Aladdin, Never Had a Friend Like Me. That
Yep. I agree.
I've recently watched this, maybe a couple months ago, and it's so crazy to me that Robin Williams was able to own an animated feature. Because it's not even him. It's just his voice. But like they did such a good job of capturing his personality.
And the genie.
And Genie is like such. It's just like, I think Genie is like the iconic character.
Yeah.
That is just so rip to Robin
I
Williams.
know,
Man,
it's so
the
sad.
goat, absolute goat. And then a very slept on one. Also another Robin Williams movie actually. Death to Smoochie has this outro, like after the movie, where they're kind of flying around and doing like dance that is so weird that it's like awesome.
Cool.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that either.
Not a lot of people will probably agree with me on that one, but that's a really good one.
I'll have to
So
listen
those
to
are the greatest music moments in history.
You're teaching what you're learning from other good teachers, because you always play like my niece of 6 years old, and she does solos and tapping, but you play church style. Boo, you suck.
I like the ending there.
Boo, you suck.
Boo, you suck.
Like, just in case you didn't know where I was going with this, you play like
Yeah.
my 6-year-old niece. By the way, my 6-year-old niece solos and taps. So, okay, great. Take that as a compliment.
What?
You trying to insult your niece?
Yeah,
If I
right?
suck, right? If I suck and I play like your niece, you just said your niece sucks. So, you're a terrible uncle.
Yeah, right.
Why so handsome? I mean, I don't know. Are there words?
He was born like.
Are there
he was
words?
born like
I definitely
this.
was not born. Like, I did wake up like this, though.
Yeah.
Believe it or
You
not.
really did.
The tips on good phrasing. So we're going to assume that you think I have good musical phrasing, or else you wouldn't have asked me that. Again, do I have good phrasing? I don't know. A lot of that is just subject to your opinion and stuff. But my ideas of phrasing is to be able to play lyrically, right?
Yeah.
So whatever that is. Little Beatles action right there. Be able to take a lyric of something that you like and then learn how to play it on a guitar through a scale shape, and then kind of like use that to play or choose your notes lyrically. That's how I approach phrasing,
Yeah.
I think, right? So be able to play that on different parts of the neck, right? Again, just pick a favorite lyric of one of your favorite songs and kind of see how it fits in with the chord structure. Which, you know, can take some time, can take some digging around, but if you have a looper pedal, it's super easy to practice. Just loop the chords and then just try to play the lyrics and don't try to play the solo. Because a lot of times what you learn when you're learning how to just like solo and learning other solos from players with great phrasing is you're just kind of like learning their phrasing. And then what you might take from that is just like, okay, these are shapes, and these are kind of how I move shapes around, which is what I was guilty of when I first started. Like I was like, I'm going to learn the Stairway to Heaven solo.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, when I think of soloing, I just think of A minor pentatonic and like the shapes within. But like if I were to come up with my own solo, it would just be like, I guess A minor pentatonic. It wasn't until I started like writing more songs and kind of like thinking lyrically that I feel like my phrasing became something I was a lot more comfortable with. So get those scale shapes under your fingers, right? And then just try to like match the lyrics from songs that you like, or songs you like the sound of, because you'd be surprised at how much phrasing comes naturally once you kind of get a handle on how you interpret lyrically that stuff on a guitar. So practice that. Do you have a favorite guitar player? Elliott Smith is my favorite guitar player. Do you have a favorite guitar player?
I really love Tori Kelly. She's great. And
Mm-hmm.
she's a really great, like, example of, like, being a really good guitar player while also being, like, an elite vocalist at the same time.
Yeah.
And
You can do both.
Yeah, you can do both, and I'd look up to her.
Tori Kelly's awesome.
Yeah.
Tori Kelly, minor 7 chords.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. You can always see her rocking the minor 7
So good.
chords, yeah. Tori Kelly, check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboy hat or helmet?
I'm forever and always going to choose Cowboy Hat.
The reason this question was asked is because we posted a video the other day where we went horseback riding and we went through the trouble of getting me a cowboy hat to look cool on my horse, and then they made me wear a helmet instead.
Yeah.
Definitely kind of a buzzkill.
It really was.
I'm all about safety, but like if you're gonna fall off of one of those ancient horses that are going 2 miles an hour, like that's on you to protect your head.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't think those horses are gonna fall off the
That's
side of the cliff.
that's a hot take, I know. But let the people wear a cowboy hat. Come on. If you could be any dinosaur for 24 hours, which would you pick?
I don't know. What would your answer be?
I mean, if you only get one day to be a dinosaur, you should be a flying one, right?
That's true.
So pterodactyl,
Yeah.
clearly.
That's very true. I
Uh-huh.
kind of want to be a pterodactyl too.
Yeah, I think even if it were for 48 hours, I'd want to be a pterodactyl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things look so cool.
And as a vegan man, I wouldn't want to be a T-Rex eating all my friends.
Yeah.
All my dinosaur friends. I want to be a pterodactyl soaring above it, being able to fly away from like the super predators.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only right answer.
Yeah.
Most slept on amazing artist or band?
Ooh.
Clearly the Emeryld Ryders,
I agree.
which is my band, but I'm not gonna actually say that. I've always said my dude Mesita.
Yeah.
Mesita's got a really
Oh, yeah.
cool album. Now, his stuff, not all of it is my style, but with love from Laniakia. Let me say this right. With love from Laniakia, 2016 album, so good. He's got less than 40,000 monthly listeners, which is I would consider that slept on.
Yeah.
On Spotify.
Yeah.
So check that out. I'll link it in the description if you guys are interested. And for listening homework, we're gonna have your most slept on artist. Who's that?
That would be Lizzy McAlpine. She is such a great songwriter, and I actually just introduced her to
I
Sean.
dig it.
Yeah.
Awesome indie style, Phoebe Bridgers-esque.
Yeah, but she
vibes,
also just
I would
has
say.
like, she's on Instagram a lot too, and she does little short covers, and her vocal abilities are pretty great too.
Amazing.
Like lots of runs, lots of things that are cool.
Cool. Well, check it out. Let us know what your favorite musical scenes are in movies, and your most slept on artists are. Go show Katie some love. And if you have any more questions or comments, hit me up in the comment section, Instagram, Twitter, or the website. I'll talk to you all soon. Thank you.